Welcome everybody, hope you guys are having an awesome day and welcome to today's flight. Today we're going to do a full flight in the beautiful PMDG 777-300ER, doing a full flight from Zurich in Switzerland all the way over to Hong Kong in China. We have a flight time of roughly 11 hours, going to fly as Cathay Pacific 382, and the catering is coming, so let's go in the cockpit and let's get the flight going. Welcome cockpit, we are completely cold dark, so let's go to the overhead panel and let's get some battery and ground power on this aircraft. So, battery, come on. Both ground powers connected, ADRU, select on. Just estimated compensation, select online. Cabin tilt by utility, select on. All generators can come online. APU stay off, emergency lights go to arm. Window heat, select on. Hydraulic pumps, all select off. Seatbelt sign, select on. We'll do the fire testing in a short while. Navigation and logo lights, select on. And both packs and recirculation fans and all bleeds all online. This is going to take around 40 seconds to get up and running, so we can get some dome lights on, master brightness, just so we can see our instruments and equipment. Go into the EFB and let's request the flight plan. There we have the flight plan loading in, so let's go to the chart page, departure, and we are departing out of Zurich, so standard instrument departure via the, let's see, it's going to be chart 10E1, so Genghis Digenis 1 Juliet departure. That is correct. And airport chart, we should probably get the airport map. Where are you? There we are. Going to take off runway 34 for his departure because there is the longest runway and with the best winds. And that is great. And we'll get the arrival as soon as we get closer to Hong Kong. So let's zoom in on you and airport at the same time. Yes. And then we can go over to the ground operation. Sorry about that. Weight and balance. So go to precise loading. Import the weights from SimBrief. Take off weight, fuel, zero fuel weight. You can go and double check that against the OFP. So we go down. And let us now see, we have the load sheet. There we go. Take off weight 321.4. Close enough. We have some taxi fuel, so that is correct. Zero fuel weight 297. 297 is correct. Fuel is not correct. We have
Runway
10 tons
awareness.
of extra fuel.
Okay. Meters.
We have 10 tons of extra fuel just because in case something happens we have the time. So we are currently at Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. And gate E57. So Echo 57. Put that in initial position. Request the route. SimBrief. Set payload. Set fuel, select route, and request boarding at the same time. And go over to the ground equipment, door management, disarm all the doors and close the front door and the rear door. And it's closing. Alright, route has been loaded. Let's received, let's load it in. So let's blank out you and you. Alright, it's loading in. 3, 2, 1. There we are. Departing runway going to be 34. I thought it to close the door. Right door is closing. Execute. We are runway 34, departing runway, everything else put in. So departure page 34, Genghis DG 1 Juliet. Let's go to the route. Disarm the doors. And let's go to the weight, the OFP. And let's get our fuel weights. It's going to be the one all the way up here. Tank ring. Aha, here we are. Alright, so reserves. We have reserves of 7.7. So that's going to be correct. Zero fuel weight at 206 point. That's correct. So 17.7 since we have 10 tons of extra fuel. So initial climb, flight level 310, that is also correct. Thrust limit. Go to the performance tab. Grumman 3-4, import the weights from the aircraft. Winds and everything else has been put in. So, flaps 5, TO 38. So, TO, yes, confirm. 38 degrees on the reduction. Flap selected to 5. Center of gravity at 25.9. I believe I'm going to set flaps 15. Yes, that seems more economical for us. We go back to the thrust limit page, take TO1, and it was 36 now. And flaps 15, center of gravity has remained unchanged. Departure winds is from 1, was it 0, 1, 0 at 5? So 0, 1, 0 at 5. Outside air temperature at 9 degrees Celsius. And for our next page, departing weight is going to be 321. 321 point, was it 9? I know it was 9. A little bit too far. Why can't I always hit the right one? I believe we are 3214. And then it was the B speeds performance. So 67, 72, 76. So 167, 167, 172. And then it was 176. Insert that, and we have our departure. Select U down to 176 knots. Flight directors on both sides. LOV will be armed shortly. Initial climb, flight level 310. And our QNH is 1023. 23 has been selected. Auto thrust is armed. Alright, thrust is actually working. It's a good sign. And we have to select Unicom, and let's select our guard frequency. So 12150. Unicom on captains and guard on first officer. Let's get some listing of frequency 1 and 2, and we are talking on frequency number 1. And let's start APU at the same time. Aircraft is now fully boarded. Let's get the aircraft ready for pushback. So hydraulic pumps all on. Fuel pumps all can come on. Anti-ice not needed for now. Go over to our ground operations. Close all doors. Ground connection, we can remove the GPU has been removed, trucks can be removed. Doors, we have to wait a couple of seconds. L and VNAR can be armed. And of course, auto brake to RTO. Door selected to close. And we are going to the left. Alright, starting engine number 2. Since we are in a GE General Electric power aircraft, we can start the both engines at the same time. So, and first officers over to the legs page, and we have fuel, so we can just add U. And of course, if we want to take the beacon light on, the beacon light select on. Engine number 2 is up running. Let's start engine number 1. And we have N2 rotation, fuel can come online. Engine number 1 is available very shortly, so parking brake online. Takeoff speeds, let's reconfirm them. So 162, 69 and 77, that's correct. Increase U by 1. Engines are, TCAS is off, let's get U off. So, overhead panel, APU, we can now turn off. Hydraulic pumps are on and running. All packs and everything else will come in a short second. Anti-ice select to automatic mode. Right, we're good on that page. Transponder can be off, but we take it to XPR. Let's go to the flight plan, sorry, not the flight control page. Select the trim to 5.75 before we do anything else. Roger that. And we can select it. Alright, trim has been set. So let's do flight check. So full left, full right, full up, full down, rudder left, rudder right. Flight control check good and free. Let's blank out the display and take flaps down to 15. Flaps 15 has been selected. Seatbelt sign is on. We can now take the taxi light on as soon as she moves away. Alright, ground equipment is clear, bypass pin has been removed. And there she's waving, so nose light to taxi, or to be precise, taxi light on. And let's arm the standby, the navigation display, parking brake, select off, thrust, carefully increasing. Alright, aircraft is rolling. Zurich traffic, Cathay Pacific 382 lining up runway 34. And let's get the transponder fully on. Landing lights can come on at the same time since we're now entering runway. Wing light and rest of the light can come on, strobe light at the same time. Let's carefully brake in the aircraft. And lining up on runway.
On runway 34.
Zurich traffic at the Pacific 382 taking off runway 34. So, thrust slowly increased to roughly 40%. A little bit more. Thrust stable, clock can be started, and let's get going with takeoff thrust. So takeoff thrust moving.
Airspeed alive.
Check. Thrust set.
80 knots.
Roger that.
V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate.
Gear up. Nose 15 degrees. Let's get the nose a little bit down. Flaps 5. Alright, 1600 feet. feet, flaps 1. Autopilot, select on. Thrust is going to climb. Flaps up. Speed, taking manual control to 250 knots. Zurich traffic at the Pacific 382, clear off runway 34. So, flaps up, speed brake is arm, aircraft climbing rate, nose lights, select off. Feet.
X-ray. What is the parking runway? Because we just turned off the runway 34, but give me runway 28 and off.
7,000 feet, aircraft is stable. Nothing more exciting will happen, so I will just cut the video here and talk to you guys when we are descending into Hong Kong. Past to 12,000 feet, and we are now on inbound to Hong Kong, so let's get the aircraft prepared for our arrival. We're now inbound, so we go to our performance tab, and let's go to landing route. Let's go landing on runway 07 right, report the weights and weather. So, with flaps 30 auto brake 3, we'll use most runners, let's take it down to auto brake 1. Let's take auto brake 2, it's a bit too far for me. Yes, there we go. So, flaps 30 auto brake 2, so 30149. 49. Auto brake can be selected to position 2. And there we are, 10,000 feet, so landing lights can come on and seatbelt signs can come online. And Burma and transport. QNH is to 1014. Speed brakes can come back down, and we can do the double check to make sure that we are have the correct ILS frequency put into the aircraft. So approach runway 07 right, and just zoom in. Alright, so we're coming in from these south, coming up north, and then in. So make sure that we have our correct runway, so we go to the navigation radio 10110.9 at 074, that is correct. And we currently have no DME, we can use as our DOR DME after that, but that's okay. And we are now turning in against towards the airport. Creepy flying in light when you can't see anything in front of you. But we're now passing through 9,000 feet. Guessing we have about 15-ish minutes until we are on the ground. So 3,000 feet is our final altitude. Say our final altitude is going to be 1,700 feet. We can put that in as soon as we get closer, but for now we just keep. And we have traffic is online. Let's turn on the weather radar. And of course the terrain radar. There we go. We just got a call from the cabin, but we are not hearing anything, so we can just ignore that for now. And cabin is also ready for landing. Most likely what that noise was. And 7,500 feet. I'm guessing I have about 30 nautical miles until we are on the ground. Hongkong neighboring city into view. And reduced the range to 20 nautical miles. Right, 1700 feet has been set, and let's set minimums before I forget to do that. Right, so 625 feet. Alright, 625 feet set, and let's select the two minimums. Weather at Hong Kong is currently winds from 080 at 8 knots, visibility greater than 10. We will get some few clouds at 2,500 feet, but we should have this new runway visibility is okay. Temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, and with a high humidity of 52%, so it's going to be a hot arrival. And for our Swiss people coming in from 10 degrees Celsius to 30, that's going to be a major shock for them. Right. Our drag. And we have the airport in sight. We are 10 miles out of the ILS. Just going to adjust some things. Audio out here, okay. So now we should be able to hear our traffic for the airport. Alright, I'm taking manual control, speed 200 knots, flaps 15. Right, flaps coming out, slats coming out. Speed brakes coming back down because there isn't, it's not needed anymore. Alright, flaps 15. And speed down to 180 knots. Alright, approach mode, we can arm you, glide slope captured. Hong Kong traffic at the Pacific 382, 10 miles south, runway 07 right. And we have reached 180 knots. We have the airport fully within view. For now we're just waiting for the local localizer to be captured. And localizer has been captured. We're now turning in for the airport. Localizer is alive, that looks alive. 8 miles out of the airport. Gear down, 8 miles out.
2,500.
Roger that. Nose light has become online, so let's take the nose lights on. Lights on, all lights on for arrival. Runway looks clear, no traffic on display. 6 miles out runway, flaps 25. 20 I mean. 2,000 feet. And speed down to 160 knots. Final speed is going to be 149 knots for land. And 5 miles out, flaps full. And flaps selected to full, speed brake can be armed. 4 miles out, speed to 149 knots. Lights are all set for landing. Transponder and everything else go around is selected to 3,000 feet. Why is it lagging? And I'm keeping it on auto land for now because of the FPS, because if this is continue I cannot land back.
Approaching 07, right.
Roger that. FPS looks stable. And air control.
$500.
We're below minimum, 500 feet. Hongkong traffic Cathay Pacific 382 landing runway 07 right. So keep the aircraft on center line. A little bit high. Threshold.
50. 30. 10.
Rush is deployed. Nose gear on the ground. Brakes are deployed. Knots. And no braking.
Meters remaining.
Turning off the runway. And reversers can be stalled. Flaps up, speed brake can come down.
Remaining.
Yes, yes, yes. I know what I'm doing. So, landing light select off. Strobe light can come off. Wing light can come off. Log light can stay on. APU started. And auto brake select off. Great on that page. Flight directors on, off on both sides. And we have Hong Kong ground online, so let's tune into that. And turn into gate number 43. Forgot to hit the correct markings. Let's turn off the nose lights so we don't blind the poor ground crew. Actually overshot it slightly. Let's get back on track. So. Stop. So parking brake can be selected. APU is running and connected to the aircraft. So engine 1, engine 2 can come off. Overhead panel, rolling pumps off. Fuel pump select off. Bleeds can stay online. Engine generators can come off. Beacon light select off, and seatbelt sign select off. And on that page, engine bleeds can come offline. We are good. Turn off U, transponder, select off at the same time. Welcome to Hong Kong, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my channel page for most, checking out as well the binge my for long haul videos. Other than that, see you in the next video. Fly out, awesome day, and goodbye.